The quiet click of a lighter echoed through the dimly lit room, casting dancing shadows on the faces gathered around the table. The men were serious, their eyes focused on the woman sitting across from them, waiting for her to speak. "I have information," she began, her voice a low murmur, "about the mastermind behind the recent attacks." A collective gasp swept through the room as the men leaned forward, eager to hear more. Her name was Amir al-Sharq, a secret agent working for the Egyptian General Intelligence Service.
Ho, ho, ho!
She had spent years undercover, living a double life that now threatened to consume her. Born in Cairo in 1975, Amir's childhood was marked by the turbulent political climate of the time. But it was during her university years, at the Faculty of Economics and Political Science, that she began to excel. It was here that her brilliance did not go unnoticed. And after graduating with honors, she was approached by the Egyptian General Intelligence Service. They saw in her the makings of a top-notch secret agent, someone who could navigate the shadows with skill and precision.
Ho, ho, ho!
And so, under the guise of a new job opportunity, Amira found herself whisked away to an undisclosed location for rigorous training. There, under the watchful eyes of seasoned intelligence officers, she learned the intricate arts of deception, disguise, and infiltration. As months turned into years, Amara mastered not just one or two, but several foreign languages, each becoming a new tool in her arsenal. She became a chameleon, adapting seamlessly to different cultures and environments.
Ho, ho, ho!
Her dedication and natural talent soon made her a standout, proving herself to be an invaluable asset. Her first mission was in a European country. Her cover story was that she was a young Egyptian journalist working for a prominent Cairo newspaper. In reality, she was gathering intelligence on terrorist groups and extremist organizations. Operating in this high-stakes environment honed her instincts, turning every casual conversation, every public interaction, into a potential source of intelligence.
Ho, ho, ho!
Years went by and Amir became increasingly indispensable. Her network of informants was vast, and her understanding of international terrorism was unparalleled. Each successful operation only fueled her determination to do more, to make an even greater contribution to her country's security. However, the life of a secret agent is fraught with danger. And while Amira thrived on the challenge, she couldn't help but long for a more normal existence, a life where the threat of exposure wasn't a constant shadow.
Ho, ho, ho!
Then came a mission that changed everything. She uncovered a plot to assassinate a prominent Egyptian official visiting Europe. The target was none other than Kemal Jandali, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. This case was different. The stakes were higher and the danger more palpable. Yet Amira thrived in this high-pressure environment, using all her skills and knowledge to stay one step ahead of the terrorists.
Ho, ho, ho!
As she delved deeper into the conspiracy, the plot thickened, leading her to believe that there was a mole within the ministry, someone feeding sensitive information to the terrorists. Suspicions fell on Yasser, a seemingly loyal and hard-working official. However, as Amira's investigation continued, she noticed inconsistencies in his behavior, little things that didn't quite add up. With each passing day, the picture became clearer. Yasser was indeed the mole.
Ho, ho, ho!
He had been feeding the terrorists information that compromised not only the minister's security, but Egypt's national interests. Amira confronted him, her years of training kicking in, her voice steady, her eyes unwavering. The shock on his face when she exposed him was a mixture of surprise and betrayal. The web of deceit Yasser had woven was about to unravel. Gathering irrefutable proof of Yasser's treachery, Amira wasted no time. She knew that lives were at stake. Racing against the clock, she alerted her superiors, who sprang into action.
Ho, ho, ho!
Security was immediately beefed up around the minister, and a discreet manhunt for Yasser began. Meanwhile, Amira's work was far from over. She needed to get closer to the terrorist cell to understand their plans, their intentions. She knew that taking them down would require more than just a show of force. It needed precision, strategy, and most importantly, intel from the inside. Posing as a sympathetic acquaintance of Yasser, she infiltrated the inner circle of the terrorist cell.
Ho, ho, ho!
Trust was a hard-earned commodity, and Amira understood that she had to prove herself, to show them that she was more than just an Egyptian agent. She played her part flawlessly, offering condolences, asking questions, and listening intently. All the while, her sharp eyes missed nothing, taking in every detail, every nervous twitch, every furtive glance. What seemed like ordinary grief to the terrorists was a gold mine of information for Amira. She learned of their plans, their logistics, their alliances, and most importantly, their weaknesses.
Ho, ho, ho!
As days turned into weeks, Amira found herself in a psychological tug-of-war with the terrorists. They believed they had one of their own, a grieving friend caught in the web of espionage. But what they didn't know was that they were being watched, studied, and ultimately outmaneuvered by the very government they sought to destroy. Finally, the time came when the pieces of the puzzle fell into place. Amira, armed with critical intel, facilitated the arrest of key members of the terrorist cell.
Ho, ho, ho!
The operation was swift and decisive. Houses were raided, suspects were taken into custody, and weapons caches were discovered. The very foundation of the terrorist network began to crumble. But just as the net was closing in on the remaining members, a new challenge emerged. Yasser, the traitorous mole, escaped. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Amira knew she had to act fast. She had a score to settle with the man who had jeopardized not just the mission, but the trust of her fellow agents.
Ho, ho, ho!
With the help of her team, she tracked Yasser to a safe house on the outskirts of town. The operation to apprehend Yasser was fraught with tension. It was a cat-and-mouse game, a battle of wits and agility played out on the streets of a bustling city. Yasser proved to be elusive, always one step ahead. But Amira was relentless. She refused to let him slip through her fingers. Then came a breakthrough. A witness came forward, providing crucial information about Yasser's whereabouts.
Ho, ho, ho!
He had been spotted entering an abandoned warehouse district. The noose was tightening. Amira and her team descended on the warehouse district. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation, the silence broken only by the echo of their footsteps. They found Yasser hiding in an old, dilapidated building. The confrontation that followed was intense, a battle of nerves, a test of wills. But in the end, justice prevailed. Yasser was brought to justice, his plans thwarted, his reign of treachery brought to an end.
Ho, ho, ho!
In the aftermath of the operation, Amira was hailed as a hero, her bravery and tenacity in the face of danger earning her the respect and admiration of her peers. But amidst the accolades and celebrations, she couldn't shake off a nagging feeling. Her life was still in danger. She had been too close to the enemy for too long. The line between her cover identity and her real life had become blurred. Now that the mission was complete, she had to disappear, vanish without a trace.
Ho, ho, ho!
The thought of having to start over, to say goodbye to the life she had so carefully constructed, was heartbreaking. But it was necessary. She had played her part well, but the game was over. It was time to move on. With a heavy heart, she packed her belongings, leaving behind the memories, the friendships, the life she had built. She left with a sense of duty fulfilled, but also with a profound sadness. As she looked back at the bustling city, she knew that she might never truly be free.
Ho, ho, ho!
The echo of gunshots, the sting of betrayal, the weight of secrets would forever be a part of her story. Her journey as a secret agent had been one of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication. In the shadow world of espionage, she had proven herself to be an invaluable asset, a protector of her nation's security. But now as she stepped away from the shadows, she carried with her the scars of a life well lived, a testament to the price of courage and the cost of a life in secrecy.
Ho, ho, ho!
Her story is a reminder that behind every successful mission, behind every piece of intel, there is a human being, a secret agent living a double life, risking it all for the greater good. If you like this story, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.
Ho, ho, ho!